Thank you for joining us for another edition of Journalist Hangout. I am Ayodele Ozubakun. Today on the program, PDP's newly elected chairman, Secondus, assumes as party secretariat as former President Goodluck Jonathan leads reconciliation moves. Fuel scarcity bites harder despite government order. And later in the program, Boko Haram kills 6 soldiers in Borno as Buhari demands new strategy. I'll be hanging out with Emeka Madunagu, Tunde Abaton, and Olayinka Oyegbile. Journalist Hangout starts now. Thank you for joining us again. Last weekend's convention of the People's Democratic Party has ushered in a new dawn in Nigeria's biggest opposition party. This dawn has brought along a new set of bright and sunny challenges that, if not well managed, could plunge the party back into darkness. On Monday, the party's newly elected national chairman, Secondus, assumed office with heaps of agitations that are capable of tearing the party apart. As tension continues to build, prominent members of the party have begun a massive reconciliation move. One of them is former President Goodluck Jonathan. But as the party seeks to heal its wound, the 2019 general elections draws near. Will Nigerians see the better PDP before the election? Emeka, it's after that convention, it's like a new dawn in the People's Democratic Party. However, their executive emerged. That's, they say, is history. I spoke with somebody earlier, and he actually told me that all the candidates, all the aspirants actually signed that whatever the outcome, however the outcome, that it's going to be binding and nobody will go to courts. So maybe that's why I've not seen anybody saying they want to head to the courts as a result of last week. And a dissenting voice, that's somebody that contested against Kola Olobodiyan, the National Police Secretary, Farouk, Professor Farouk, I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, he's a professor.
Professor, yeah.
So I think he wanted to protest, and I was told that President Goodluck actually paid him a visit. And I was told that former President Goodluck Jonathan is going around talking to those especially aggrieved people that actually contested that thing. Now, looking at the momentum that the People's Democratic Party is gathering, would that be enough to cause an upset in 2019 from your readings?
Yeah, basically, the PDP has recovered very quickly from its post-2015 elections problems, at least the major problem, which was the existence of the party, which was really threatened at that time, after the elections over between 2015 and 2017. That major problem of the fact whether PDP, whether there was even going to be any PDP, at least by now, has been settled, which is good for it. I congratulate them, But the fact of the matter is that you should expect that in a convention, there will be dissenting voices. It was the same thing with APC. I mean, it wasn't easy for them to get Oyegun as national chairman. We know how angry Silva was. We know how angry a lot of people were.
Tommy Kimi had to leave the party.
Tommy Kimi
left the party on that note.
Left the party, yes. But it's interesting. Don't forget, okay, look at Sheriff, who was removed as chairman by the Supreme Court. He has not left the party. At least he's still in the party. So what I believe is that Prince Secondus should immediately move to reconcile all agree, including Sheriff, anybody, everybody, Cairo Jogbo and the rest of them. He should move to reconcile them. The fact that former President Jonathan is involved in reconciliation, good and fine. He should reach out to them. That listen, it is not about you being in this office or you being in this office. I lost a position. I was sitting president and I was defeated. I didn't kill anybody. So what is it about position? If you are not in office today, you can be in another office tomorrow. The major interest is about Nigeria. The major interest is about the future of our people. Political parties should be vehicles for national development. It should not be about me, me, me. And don't forget what Amadou Ali said. Sorry, a former chairman of, national chairman of PDP, the immediate Adamu Mwazu, said that one major problem of PDP has been use and dump. You use people, you dump them. Use people, you dump them. Of course, I know Professor Tunde Adeniro. He has really contributed a great deal to development of PDP. Yes, Ekiti State, where he comes from, is the only PDP state in the Southwest. Yes, to which he contributed greatly. But, you see, politics is a game of, win or lose. But I believe that he should not go to court. Rather, he should team up with the new executive to make the party stronger. Because winning 2019 elections, don't forget, you are going to face an incumbent. So you must have a cohesive house, You must have one house. To those who won, congratulations. But I hope they know that great trust has been reposed in them. To those who lost, I hope they are able to get over the loss.
The southwest flank of the People's Democratic Party, they might be keeping quiet, but I don't think they are very, very happy with the outcome of what happened last week. And on the convention day, all other aspirants from the southwest actually stepped down for Tunde Adeniro, and the outcome was that Tunde Adeniro was just able to muster a little bit over 200 votes.
Well, I think we have to look at it from two premises. Number one, even before the convention itself, the PDP in Southwest was not as strong as it was pre-2015. Yes, and there are a lot of contentions, a lot of interest in the party. In Ogun State, the party is divided into about 3 factions. In Lagos State, the party is almost non-existent. In Osun State, where you can hardly hear the party.
No, in Osun State, the party is divided. I can tell you that like 5 delegates only represented PDP in Osun State.
So naturally, as the convention is drawing near, one would not have expected a perfect body from the Southwest. But having said that, I just also believe that a lot of factors that are not clear to you and me, that people cannot come and say, is responsible for why and how the Southwest was treated like that. If really they were really aggrieved.
According to Bolaji Adulai, he said they were treated that way because they voted for.
What I'm saying is that it's a conjecture. It's a conjecture. Naturally,
they were being punished.
Naturally, when we are talking of analysis, it is a conjecture. He has conjecturized that perhaps you are being punished for doing that thing. It's a conjecture. But naturally, when you look at it as a set of people, to what extent, if we are a party machinery at the left, to what extent have these people who wanted to become chairman of the party, to what extent can they add value to the fortune of the party vis-a-vis 2019? And don't forget, any convention whatsoever, at whatever time it is held, is meant to lead to certain things that are significant. The convention on PDP this year cannot be separated from the game for 2019. And for those people who emerge at the particular convention, they are seen to be in a position to contribute significantly to the fortune of the party in 2019. So realistically, whatever has happened today, those are the unseen hands that has shaped what happens to the PDP people in Southwest. My only consideration is that if the PDP and the former President Jonathan, if they really meant well, you see, the problem with party politics in Nigeria is that, like he said, unlike the Second Republic, people talk about ideas. If my ideas they make concern, no matter who is the presidential candidate or chairman of the party, I will remain within that party. But the problem is that over the last 20 years, we have subjugated national interest, ideas to personal interest. Even most of these people gallivanting all over the place, they were prepared by personal interest to become the chairman, the secretary, the public secretary of the party. So when personal interest overrides national interest, it takes a very decisive and cohesive national body, like the National Caretaker Committee, to be able to sit them together and say, look, let us look at our party, not as ourselves as persons. If the President Jonathan is able to do that, if he's able to come to Southwest, go to the North, do that, then he will have succeeded in making sure that we created a party. But if he's unable to do that, I fear that the PDP may be seen as a party of the South-South. It is unfortunate, but we need a very strong PDP.
Now, as I'm talking to you, Lagos State from the Southwest, Lagos State can boast of 7.2 million registered voters. Yes, as I'm talking to you, although it's in 2015, over 40%. How many percent of them?
Now, it has always been like that.
The mobilization is enough. If President Muhammadu Buhari won with 15 million votes, and let's say a block like Lagos State alone as a state might have, a say in who becomes the president of Nigeria. Because when you talk about block votes, if not a region, just a state has 7.2 million registered voters. And these people from the Southwest, the arguments that was given by some of this, the South-South people that actually, they said PDP is strong in the South-South, is strong in the Southeast.
Yes.
That they gave block votes to Jonathan during the last election. Do you understand that it's suicidal to cede the chairmanship of the PDP to a region that is not strong? And in terms of numerical strength, in terms of party cohesion, that the party is not really visible in the Southwest. Do you buy this argument?
Well, as far as PDP is concerned, they know what exactly was going on in their mind when they did what they did. But I would have thought that as a politician, what they should have done, a place where you know you are very strong, you know that one is the kitty. Exactly. You go to a place where you are not strong or where you think you are not strong and give them whatever they request for and use that as a base. There. That look, you see, if I were to be a member of the PDP, that would have been my strategy. That, okay, now
we are strong in the Southeast.
Either in reality or perceived in their perception, the Southwest gave the APC a lot of votes, but a lot of some of them are feeling that they are shortchanged. You get what I'm saying? So why don't we, as PDP, they didn't give us their votes, but let us give them something. And then maybe that will convince them that, look, if these people who are not in power can give us this, let us vote for them next time. But they bungled that. And for them, they think that where they are strong, they should hold on to it. And in Southwest, where they feel that they don't have much,
even if they don't have the numbers.
Exactly. They can do away with them. I hope that helps them. But in reality, what is going on now is that in the next few weeks or few months, you might see either some of them who are in the PDP in the Southwest who feel that they are no longer wanted in that party, we either abandon party politics. Some of them who feel like we cross over to APC. Some will say, okay, let us go to another party and build a third party or whatever. But what I've seen there is that they have not been able to manage their system very well.
Okay. Let me quickly take a breather. When we come back, we'll discuss more. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back after this break. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. This is Journalist Hangout. We're reaching you live from our headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. And we are doing a kind of post-mortem of the convention, elective convention of the People's Democratic Party today. Yeah. And when you see how the demography for the 2015 election, who got what, their area of strength, and when you want to see, the PDP used to win the North Central. Yeah. They lost the North Central to Muhammadu Buhari this time around. Yes. They lost states like Kogi. They lost states like Kwara. They lost states like Benue. They lost states like, Plateau states, which is like a natural habitat of the PDP because of the liberal religious nature in that area in terms of mixed. Yeah. So, but what do you see playing out? Now we have just two governors, just two states in the hands of PDP. That's Taraba and Gombe State, Dakwambo, Governor Dakwambo. Now, they are very strong in the south-south, very strong in the southeast, And some people said PDP might be fast becoming a regional party.
Well, I think, like he said now, you know, at any point in time, a party determines what should be the best at that point in time. Let me revert to later Ozumba Mbadue. He used to say something. When Abela wanted to make an attempt, an inroad into the party, he wanted to collect form. Later on, they now asked him that he wanted to become chairman. Now ask him that, why? You have zoned the president to the north. Let the south become. He now said MPN has zoned to unzone. So is that MPN has zoned to unzone? So what PDP has done is to zone to unzone the southwest out. You see, they put their eggs in one basket. What I just think, a character that is coming out is that for the southeast and south-south, personally, if they are to play real politics, they have to know how to bend bad work. He said something that perhaps they should have accommodated for the nuisance value, the southwest with the chairman, give them the chairman and bring somebody else. Because look, in 2019, any attempt to say we want the PDP presidential candidate will not take somebody from the southwest as vice president, it may not work. Because the southwest don't play that kind of gamble. They will be more comfortable with somebody that is there than somebody that they don't know. But what I see playing out now is that the PDP has to do more in the North Central than what they are doing now. If what is playing out is now, they have to do more in the North Central to continue to retain that thing. Because by what happened in Kano last week, it was a deliberate attempt by Buhari to test his popularity and to test the water. And haven't tested the water. Look, during the primaries, like I told Emeka before we started, somebody defeated Alhaji Atiku. He took thought. So, and today in Kano, whether you like it or not, there is no way you can compare the strength of Kwankwaso that has left office with Gandude, who is there today. And Kano is the spirit, is the body language of the Northwest core politics. The voters in Kano, in Katsina, in Kaduna, in Sokoto, in Bauchi, they are likely to behave the way people in Kano has behaved. If they behaved in that way, and the Southwest they will not play foolish politics, they will not want to lose what they have had, there won't be much difference in 2019. That is why I'm saying that way. I fear the kind of politics the PDP has played. They put all their eggs in one basket. And if they continue like that, I pray and I hope that former President Jonathan will be able to be deft by bringing those people who have left or who are likely to leave back to the fold of the PDP. If he succeeded in doing that, he will have succeeded in maintaining a firm grip on the leadership of the PDP. But for him to do that, those people who emerge today, the way they manage their offices, all the national officers elected by the PDP, the way they manage their offices will not give the PDP or those who are aggrieved the opportunity to make the party bounce to reality. If they don't manage their offices well, by co-opting all those who have lost, my fear is that your analysis that the PDP may inch towards a regional party in 2019.
Now, how will the presidential candidates, the choice of presidential candidates, how will that bolster their chances for that particular election? Because now, what I'm seeing a PDP that is limited when it comes to the number of people that it can really count. I don't know what will happen from now till 2018, before their primaries, before the third quarter of 2018, at least the last quarter of
probably September,
of 2018. Yeah. Now I can see that day I saw posters of Ibrahim Shekarau, former governor of Kano State. Good one. I'm also aware that
in spite of the ban.
Yes, it's part of the ban. I saw it. Yes. I even made
within
the PDP. I even made reference to it during my report that day, and I saw there's what's the name? Kwankwaso is speculated, but till today, what we know about Kwankwaso is that it's still a member of the All Progressive Congress, a senator representing Kano State from Kano Central from the All Progressive Congress. Now we hear of people like Lamido, Sule Lamido.
That one has come out now because I said.
And the strongest of them all, or the one that has been making headline, Atiku Abubakar, former vice president. Let me quickly pick Mike. Mike is calling us. Thank you, Mike.
Good evening.
Mike is calling us from Lagos.
Yes, Mike Oroyinka from Lagos.
All right. Go ahead with your contribution, Mike.
And my comment is, the PDP, they are not getting their public right. Because in 2015, greed and selfishness made the president to contest as a consensus candidate, and that's why they played 2016. This time around, I expected them to choose their national chairman from Southwest so that they will be able to have faith. Now, the outcome president was from South-South, and presently, the new national chairman is now from South-South. Politically, they are friends. And if we want to, assuming they want to choose a vice president now, they may likely come to Southwest. Maybe they choose the governor.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, Iga, we're talking about that, those likely presidential aspirants.
Well, for me, I think the most cantankerous presidential the most cantankerous process of choosing a presidential candidate will happen in the PDP. One, everyone knows, even when he was governor for 2 terms, Lamido, that he has always been eyeing that post. In fact, his restraining point was then President Obasanjo, because he's like a political son to Obasanjo. So he is one man that has been eyeing that position for a very long time, and he has remained in the party from day one.
I think it's one of the founding fathers.
Now, you have Shekarau, who joined the party after leaving the ANPP, who is also eyeing the presidency. And we have a perennial contestant
that is becoming
from
strong.
From PDP to, it was ACN or AC.
Back to PDP.
Back to, I mean.
And then back to
and
APC.
The Lamido that I know will not want to give way. Because for one, this 2019 election will determine, it will be perhaps the last chance for Atiku to throw his hat in the ring.
72.
Because at that time, he's already getting old.
72.
So,
72.
Even if he has the health, he will not want to wait till another year.
Because by 2023, people will be talking about South.
Exactly. Now, in this...
paper to go to the Memeka.
I may become the president.
Let us start from today.
I'll be your chief of staff.
Very likely
free of charge.
That if Buhari wins again in 2019, he is going to complete his term. So, is it the 8 years that it will be the turn of the South that Atiku will now wait again? It won't work. I think what the man has
after
done...
the 8 years of Buhari, it might be difficult.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
Christopher is calling us from Benin, those states. Thank you for joining us, Christo.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Ayodele.
Good evening, Christopher.
Yeah, let me say you people are doing a very good job.
Thank you.
But there is one thing I observe.
Okay.
You don't be offended. There is something I observe in you.
It's allowed.
You don't believe that PDP will ever do anything good. Because your analysis, you are always tilted to one side. And
really?
That is not the way to
that's news, though.
analyze.
Crystal.
When you analyze,
you didn't watch from the beginning.
You see, balancing. Don't be tilted to one side because you are pro-APC. I've been watching the way you have been.
Really?
And you'll be the first person to say
no, but
you'll be the first person to say that.
We said, yeah, when Bolaji Abdullah was criticizing...
Let Christopher talk. Christopher, please go on.
No, I said I've been watching this handling this program.
Okay, sir.
I said your analysis. You don't believe that PDP will come out of their crisis. So I want you, when you analyze it, please be balanced. You are too pro-APC, the way you analyze. I know that this PDP, the owner is...
okay, Christopher, is it the entire program or Me?
No, I said when it comes to politics,
okay,
the way you handle it.
Is it the entire panel or me, Christopher?
I am talking to Ayo Dele.
Okay, now I know where the buck is. Yes, I think Ayo is pro-APC. Balaji, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, everybody. So you won't tell me tomorrow that you are working against APC. You see, the bottom line, the bottom line that our work is so difficult. I understand, Christopher. And the beauty of this program is that we allow everybody to ventilate and, because if I could not, if we're from last week Thursday, we've been running after PDP, we've been giving detailed analysis, what is happening there and everything. And we are doing a post-mortem of the People's Democratic Party. Tomorrow, it will be the APC, and members of the APC will call in, and even they will see me after the program, they say, no, you're not being fair to the APC. So I understand you, Christopher. It's okay. I understand. Thank you for even clearing the house and accusing me alone of being anti-PDP. But my friend Taufik Gani, the spokesman of APC in Lagos, please note that. Because Taufik Gani will be saying, he's our friend, he's our friend, no, this guy is our friend. Now, when you are looking at the aggregation of this analysis, 2019, if Baba is saying he's going to throw his hats on the ring, and the People's Democratic Party is going to field the candidates,
from the north.
From the north. That means the vote of the north, will it be necessarily divided, Emeka?
Well, anything is possible. Like you said earlier, you still have about a year to go. And anything can happen. There may be mass defection from APC. Yes. Anything can happen. Don't forget, when Jonathan came in, don't forget, Obulafo was national chairman of PDP. But because Jonathan believed he had to make inroads into the north, he technically displaced Obulafo and got Bello Haliru in.
And don't forget, Obulafo told Jonathan that time there was no vacancy in Aso Rock.
Fine.
As at the time,
so you see, so Jonathan did that. He played that gamble, but the gamble didn't work.
Okay.
Then don't forget, when AC came on board, of course, they started from their own base. And what did they do? They went to Osun State. Two candidates emerged from Osun State, Shuaibu Oyedokun and Baba Bisi Akonde. And at the end of the day, what happened? Bisi Akonde won. Before and then don't forget, Atiku came into the AC, had disagreement with some leaders of the party, moved out again. But when the party saw it couldn't really gain inroads into the north, what did they do? It moved further, talked to people in the north, talked to people in the south. They formed APC.
All right, let me quickly take your final analysis on this.
Well, but I think it will be so interesting. It is very interesting the way PDP is trying to bounce back. But on the whole, I think that we are going to witness a very healthy rivalry for space, for Nigerian political space.
And that will be
between now and September next year.
Healthy rivalry, that's the key word.
Don't forget the National Assembly.
Yes.
The National Assembly.
They should get their act together.
They can capture the National Assembly.
And give the
have
APC
more numbers.
And not only that, this sort of realignment will also energize the government to want to perform more. At the end of the day, Nigerians will be better.
Correct.
That's the final analysis. At the end of the day, the PDP will come back stronger. They'll make a big opposition and they'll be better for it. Let me take this commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more. Still on Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Journalist Hangout. Long queues at filling stations, especially during Christmas, have become a painful reality in Nigeria. Very, very painful. Now, just when many had thought that this year's celebration would be a jolly good ride, an avalanche of fuels crisis has again hit almost all the states of the Federation. Last Wednesday, the Federal Executive Council gave the Minister of States for Petroleum, Ibe Kachuku, a marching order to end the crisis. But the truth is that the marching order was nothing but an expression of a futile wish. Now, today, long queues still persist at gas stations, and Nigerians are paying a heavy price with their time and money to buy premium motor spirits, otherwise called petrol. Will Nigeria get it right this time? we are in, you know, this is not the best time for us to have scarcity. And anyway, we don't have any time that is good. But this time is so strategic. My southeastern brothers, they want to go to the east. That one is Dole. This is Christmas. From now, the motor parks and everything. And I remember there was a particular year that some people went and they paid 5,000 to the east.
No, 12.
Mm-hmm. To come back.
To come back.
They have to borrow money.
Do you understand? To come back, they were hearing vibe of 18, 19,000 and more than that. Yeah. And it's not a very good time. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why at every time like this, things must happen. But if you look at it, somehow, the scarcity in Lagos, you cannot really call it scarcity.
It is.
Because, no, when you get to some filling stations, you see a lot of queue. And you get to others, you just drive in and buy fuel and go.
When you get to others, don't trust the meter.
So you begin to ask.
That's been tampered with.
So you begin to ask, what exactly is happening? Is it that some, the thing we begin to look at critically is that most of the ones that don't have are independent marketers. Those who are the major marketers, most of them have, and that's why you see long queues. And also, some of these independent marketers, they are playing politics or they are playing some hanky-panky with it. They are the ones, most of them, that their meters is not always accurate. They are the ones that want to force the hand of the government to increase the fuel price and things like that. So now, honestly, for me, I find it hard to believe that what we have is natural. It is just some clique that wants to force the hand of the government to make sure that the 145, which most of us are even crying is too much, is jacked up again. In fact, in this present time, that people don't have money. People who used to buy full tank before go to the filling station now and buy 2,000, 3,000 and keep their eyes on the meter. Whenever it's going down again, they go and buy more. So I'm not sure. I may be wrong, but I think more action have to be taken. It's not that there is scarcity. Because I drive into the filling station, I buy fuel, and I go. It's not like in those days or before, when you have to fight, you have to have your car bashed. If you don't want your car to have any bashing, don't go to the filling station. So I think the situation, perhaps in Lagos, because I've not traveled out of Lagos, so I don't know much outside Lagos, it's not as critical as perhaps it is maybe in the far north or in the other part of the southwest.
Today?
Well, I think, like he said, I think I quite agree with him. I think there is something that is wrong with Nigeria. At any point in time, in the last 2 years, we have had a sort of solace. Yeah. You know, we never had critical Christmas, critical scarcity during Christmas. And we would have thought that the government has finally been able to get, because Kashiku actually tried in 2015 and 2016, he actually tried. But one would have thought that he has.
We didn't notice that trend.
We didn't notice it. But of late, it appears as if there's a particular power somewhere. Either the independent marketers or the even major oil marketers are trying to extract something from the government or from the NNPCs that we are not aware of. Because it is not as if NNPC is in short supply of fuel. NNPC is not in short of supply of fuel, but the distribution chain, it is where we have the problem. Because yesterday, like I was going to Songo yesterday from my house. Or everywhere I went to, there was no. I was even thinking about Badon my car somewhere and buy. But suddenly, I just saw one filling station. Only one attendant. I said, could they have fuel? I just drove in. I was surprised that there was no queue. I bought fuel at the normal price, and I know they sold the normal thing for me, and I just moved on. So what I saw that in most of the yes, most of the filling stations I saw along the border area, most of there are not many people there, and people are
along the border area.
Along the border area, and those are the places they normally hold fuel. Songo, Idiroko area. I went to that area, and there was no queue anywhere. people just drive in and buy fuel. So what means is that there's something that the NNPC or the management, they are here to do. Because it is not about source supply of NNPC to the independent or major marketers. It is about the distribution chain. The same thing we have with the NEPA. The Minister for Power said that for the first time, we now attain 5.7 megawatts of generation, pushing it out. They generated 7.7. They were able to push out 5.7. But at the supply side, with the disco, discos have become discos have become another thing.
For me, I think we're in a very tight situation right now, and it might get worse, which is that the issue of subsidy, which the Buhari government tried to remove its hands from, but it couldn't totally. I think we're getting to the point where it may have to go for full deregulation.
And that will mean?
It will mean more hardship for Nigerians. But you know what? If you ask those in the oil industry today, I've asked a number of people, knowledgeable sources in the oil industry. And all of them just keep saying, deregulation, deregulation, deregulation. Because that subsidy cannot continue to work. That it cannot work. That is only just like managing a very serious problem. But I now said, okay, what about hardship? There'll be hardship, and they said, well, with time people will adjust. Then another thing is that, today, one organization said it has done the groundbreaking for a 300 million liter tank farm in Ogun State. So we now have the issue of decongesting Apapa. Just Apapa needs to be cleared, maybe moved. Maybe those tank farms should be moved to Ogun State, since there are some deep points. No. Maybe Iwokpin. Iwokpin. There was a time one company wanted to build a refinery in Iwokpin. So maybe in Ogun State. Maybe they need to push those guys to Ogun State and free Apapa. Because even Governor Ambode was saying that Apapa was not designed for that kind of traffic. And then again, we need to encourage more investment. We're waiting for Dangote refinery to come on stream. But what if it comes on stream? It comes on stream. What is going to happen? Then another issue is this. We need to begin to think like the rest of the world. People are talking of electric cars. I've seen some Nigerians laughing. How will it work? Why not sit down and localize your problems? Find local solutions to your problem. You just laugh about it. How can it work? Electric car in Nigeria.
The local solutions for us to use our fuel.
No. What I'm talking about electric cars is this. If people have said...
The MD of Shell put order for electric cars.
If some people have said they are bringing in electric cars, why can't our people start thinking? How possible is it? Because this fuel thing is going to blow up. It's going to blow up in our face one day.
5.7 that we are generating now, we cannot supply our cars.
But we cannot only
those are long time.
We can't depend only on Gencos and Discos.
Those are long time goals.
The world is expanding,
and that's why the federal government has to deregulate the
now,
issue.
My own, you can
generate their
in all this.
Yes.
I'm looking at the spiral effect. I'm looking at the spiral effects.
Yes.
That's going to have on transportation, it's going to have on food, it's going to have on goods and products.
Yeah. Personally,
because if it's not accessible.
I still don't think, I'm not an economist, I don't boast to know much about that.
No, I'm talking about this scarcity during this season.
Yes.
The effects.
I think there are certain things that are happening.
You know,
we don't know. It is
as I've said, I still believe very strongly that this thing is still artificial. Has it affected transport fare in any major significant way? No, I don't think so. Because up till tomorrow, it is 200, 250 that they take Lagos, some go to Oshodi, that they still take it. So in that way, it has not, because the hardship or the scarcity has not got to a point where it is completely noticeable. You know when there is hardship is when you get to the bus stop and you see a sea of heads, or you see the road is
I start
deserted.
Start seeing boys
there are no
filling
there are no
25 liters fuel.
If you go through Ikorodu Road now, do you see anybody hawking fuel in jerrycan? No.
It has not
got to that point. So I still think whatever the NNPC is doing to make it remain at this level, it should continue and then do more so that it will be, because it is only something that is scarce or that is not available that you can hold.
Okay, Yinka, let us take this final breather. When we come back, we'll discuss more. Stay with us. So, gentlemen, it went from 97 naira to 145, and Nigerians were able to,
adjust.
They adjusted, and
they have always been.
Can we afford another increase, Emeka?
No, I'm not talking. When I talk about deregulation, I'm not the one pushing for deregulation.
But what if the forces of markets that
push us
is defined by this,
and then if those forces push us into full deregulation?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You see, the government needs to sit down and look at the pros and cons of deregulation.
And consult widely.
Yeah, consult widely and see what can be done to make sure that it's not just about price. That issue is not just about price or availability.
Ironically, Nigeria is always about price.
Fine. When are we going to go beyond that? Because you hear people talking about that government, all government has been doing is price setting, price fixing, and all of that. The government has not been talking about issues of the fact that we don't even have refineries. The 4 refineries are still being funded by government. What government initially said it was going to sell the refineries. It now came in and pumped money into turnaround maintenance on refineries. Why do we keep going back and forth? What will it take to sell these refineries? You were able to sell some other national assets. You sold Nigeria Airways and all that. So what's the big deal about these refineries? That they cannot be sold, so that we can generate fuel locally. Obasanjo sold these refineries to Dangote. Yar'Adua came in, reversed it. But the same Dangote now is almost completing a refinery.
Something bigger than that.
Bigger than the 4 refineries combined. So what are we talking about? Wouldn't it have helped us better if those 4 refineries were given to Dangote? Wouldn't it have helped us better? We need, you see, there's so much politics and interest, and also the problem.
Why is it looking like a rocket science to build
because there are so many
small modular refinery?
They need to, you see, they must be privatized. This government, in this one government, Fashola keeps telling us, generation went off, generation went up. Is that his brief in office? It's a private sector thing. Allow the private sector to run it. If they cannot meet the terms of their licenses, withdraw the licenses and give to people who are serious.
Well, I think for the very first time, I think government has to be decisive. It is all about having a political will to do what is right. Because if you have a car, like today at home, my son look at one of my cars and say, this one has developed fault again. Daddy, don't you think that it is time you change this car? You change this car, or you consider whether you keep on riding this car? Because when you have a refinery that the word term, we have been hearing about term since 1986.
Turnaround maintenance.
They keep on turning around $300 million. During ABB time, $300 million. Nobody has ever built a single one. Why has it become so difficult for all the 5 head of states put together to be able to take a decision on selling those refineries or allowing others to come into the field and operate? And the more we keep on, it's like we are flogging a dead horse. Yeah. Like keep on turning around. We are just turning around the pocket of Total, Elf, and all these the foreign companies.
Let me take Charles. Charles is calling us from Delta State. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, Charles.
Good evening.
Yeah. I want to talk in regards to this foreign scarcity issue and all that.
Okay.
How come that over the years, it seems as if it's mainly towards the end of the year that it's talking about
it's
much time that Christians will need to travel and all that this foreign scarcity is always coming up. I barely observe if it comes up during all those huge
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles. I will not allow you to continue. Thank you, Charles. First scarcity has nothing to do with religion. Absolutely.
Because even Muslims travel during Christmas.
Everybody goes on holiday.
Christmas and New Year, the two comes together.
Everybody goes on holiday.
Sometimes I actually.
That's a special breed.
Let's move on.
Yes, sometimes I actually praise Mr. President. And, you know, it's very difficult to rule Nigeria. When you start seeing comments and
a country as complex as Nigeria.
Now, when it comes to this now,
yes,
would this not affect the price of foodstuffs? I was reading a survey earlier today, and it told me that there's been substantial price or minimal drop in prices of foodstuffs in the markets. Maybe drop. Yes. I read about drop.
Not significantly. Maybe rise from 16 to 14, 15.
It's not 13. It's not even 13.
It can't come from 14 and it goes
to
37 in a day.
Don't bother. I bought it near my ear.
I think
it's 13,000.
whether we like it or not, Nigeria is a different entity entirely.
That has defied your form of analysis.
In other parts of the world, in Europe and in America, at this time of the year, prices of things crash.
Yes,
because people are eager to sell everything and bring new things.
50%
But in Nigeria,
and no any opportunity to inflict more pain.
Prices go up. So we begin to wonder what exactly is going on with us. This time is we call it season of goodwill. We say it's season of goodwill,
season of love.
Just in mouth. We don't act it. Because if we really mean season of good love and goodwill, this is the time prices of things should crash. And every man, every woman should be able to afford to buy all these things and then let it go round.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is that we need ourselves to change. The problem is the man. Greed. It's just nothing more than greed.
And every Nigerian wants to exploit the
exactly.
It's greed.
Do you know that a Nigerian car seller perhaps gain more selling a Tokumbo car than the manufacturer? In Nigeria.
Yes.
Because people buy cars abroad, ship it home, despite all the whatever they pay as duty and whatever, the man that is selling it still want to make about 500,000 on it.
On it, yeah, on each of the cars.
Well, and I'm sure the manufacturer himself did not make up to that.
I think we should tell the federal government the mandate should be given them, however it's going to be, before Christmas. We should enjoy our Christmas.
Well, I think for the very first time, government should be decisive, by ending this kind of, it's a cycle. We have to end the cycle. Whatever that is responsible for it, we have to end it. And secondly, like I said, government has to be visionary and plan ahead. Let us stop turning around that things that will not turn around. So, because how come it is this time that we are talking about?
No, I think Dangote's refinery, I think, is it next year?
That would be early 1999.
Early 2019. We're moving there. We're 600,000 barrels?
So
600,000 barrels.
Are we not going to drive car? Will you keep pumping money into those dead refineries?
No, when those one, when this one comes and it's working,
1970 something, we have been turning
it will power wake us up.
Oh, this is Nigeria. People
and create conducive atmosphere
we had
for other
better
investors
just do something.
To come and
let them just sell them off as scraps.
Yes, because if you don't sell those refineries, let me tell you something. Even if 10 of Dangote refineries come in, some greedy politicians can always use those refineries to sabotage them. This is Nigeria.
No, but it will be clear if the Dangote own begins to work, and the government will not have any sense in pumping money.
Why is power supply not regular?
We have to leave it there.
Because no, there has not been any alternative.
And to the thank you. At least for making my 2018. I mean 2017.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Mr. Yinka Oyegbile, thank you. And that will be all for Journalists Hangouts. Join the rest of my colleagues. I think I have to just take a deserved break for the rest of the year.
It's okay.
Enjoy your leave.
By God's grace, 2018, it's going to be better. And on the political turf, hotter. And we pray that we get the best. And that's it on Journalist Hangout. Join us tomorrow for another interesting episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 on DSTV 418 and GoTV 45 and all our other platforms. As you can see, you can also watch Journalist Hangout on YouTube. That's youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ayodele Ozubaku. God bless Nigeria and bye for now.